Checky, check, mic, check. We're on. The red light's not on, we're on. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, troops, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to the channel, Mark. That's me, my words, where we cover trading, travelling, and training. You're joining for Power Hour on Monday, the 19th of April, and we are looking at the chart for AMC. How is everybody doing? We made it through the weekend. Another weekend ticked off. Everybody waiting for Mondays and a good start to the week, troops. It's a green week thus far. First trading day. So AMC currently sitting at 3.64% up, a total of 34 cents. Very, very nice indeed. Although looking at the chart, it is... it's mind-numbingly boring, but I don't care if it's boring. It's 3.6% up. So take from that what you will, as I like to say. GameStop, similar situation, 5.7% up. Nice sideways consolidation there along that 163.5 support level. So that's quite nice. We did have this nice, there's a gap this morning. Probably around the news that the CEO is stepping down. So that's given it a little bit of a bump, I guess. Obviously, we've got rid of the hype from last Friday, DFV, doubling down his position. So that's obviously given it a little bit of a kick as well. And we got into a nice little channel for a while, and then all of a sudden they came out to play and they dragged us back down. But we've been consolidating today in that area. So I'll expand the chart a bit so we can watch into the close. And we shall see what happens. One thing on the old AMC, I was looking at the charts earlier, and for my regular viewers here, you will know that I do advocate taking a wider view. And if you put it on the 5-minute chart, and you zoom out a little bit, we've actually broken out of the descending channel, which is quite nice, and we're maintaining it. So if I just draw that channel on there, I mean, you can see it. It's obvious. It's easy to see. So there we go. We were in that descending channel for quite a while, and now we've broken out of it, and we are making some very nice upward momentum, shall we say. There you go. Over 5 trading days, we're now on quite a good trajectory. So yes, it is slow, it is steady, but it's green, and that's all we can hope for, isn't it? That's what we come for, the green. Just pop it back on the 1 minute chart there. So how are we looking on the YouTube challenge? Let's go and have a look. So 3 positions open. AMC down, Silver Spike down, GameStop up $8. So, £160 down, but I did want it to be realistic. I had a comment on the video that I put out last week about get off the hype train. Somebody said, why don't you average down on AMC? And the reason I'm not averaging down on AMC is because I'm determined not to add to this account, because it is a YouTube challenge. It's not something that I just want to keep throwing money at. I started with £1,000 and I want to see where we can get it to. And the hope is that AMC and or GME take off and they put us back, in the green across, and then we can start day trading for the rest of the year. It's a 1-year challenge. So it's a bit of a journey. I wanted to put to the test these theories and these these accounts that are on YouTube. I turned X amount into a bigger X amount and in a year. So I want to see if it's possible, like just from basic trading. I don't claim to be an expert. I'm not an expert. I'm just a regular guy that buys and sells stocks in the hope that the ones that I buy go up and I sell at the top and I make some money off it. I do look at the charts. I do look for patterns. But it's not sophisticated stuff here. It's all very basic. But I do hope that when you are here, you can learn something, and maybe you can teach me something as well. So that's the aim. And we shall see where it gets us in a year's time. It might not last a year because if AMC and GameStop take off, well, I will. I'll be doing this from a yacht in Monaco. That's the plan, to get a yacht in Monaco. But that's the status of the YouTube challenge. And so we've got the YouTube challenge watch list. It's generally more red than green today. So that's, I don't know, is that an indication of the wider market for those that watch the wider market? If it is, let me know in the comments or in the old chatter box there. And we'll see where we get to. So how is everybody? How's everybody doing? Did everybody have a good weekend? Ollie, good evening to you, mate. How are you doing? I had a busy weekend, I must admit. I'm absolutely knackered. I had my son for a few days, and I just 5 years old. He's got so much energy. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous how much energy he's got. But anyway, so that's where we are. That was my weekend was, filled with doing running around with kids' activities, and I've been looking forward to getting back on the old live streaming. So let me know what you've been up to. Has anybody heard of SafeMoon? SafeMoon. I got told about SafeMoon today from a friend of mine. I've never heard of it. I don't really play the crypto stuff, but he's put me onto SafeMoon. And then I was listening to a few channels and going through a few forums today, and it's a bit of a hot topic of conversation. So if anybody's in that, let me know. And if you're not and you want some more details, let me know, and I'll pop it up in the chat, some links that I got sent. All interesting. If that's your bag, if crypto is your bag. But where are we AMC wise? So, I'll tell you what I wanted to do. I wanted to talk about the news because I Googled, before I started broadcasting, I Googled, GME News to get the news up about the CEO stepping down and succession plan and this, that and the other. Go to Google, there's no mention. There's no mention on there of it on the front page. It's all negative news. Is GameStop a buy or a sell as analysts call crash? Yeah, they're saying it's going to drop by 74%, and it's not looking good for the longer term, and that the squeeze is over. I opened that what's the name? Article. Can't even speak now. I opened that article up and I've read it before I started here, and it's just absolutely like, GameStop's going to crash. Not crash, but it's going to go down. So that wasn't very positive. And the other news is CEO disposes of $12 million of stock. Well, he didn't, did he? He surrendered it, or he had it took off him, whichever way you want to label it. But he didn't dispose of $12 million of stock. That's just misleading, isn't it? For me, that's just a misleading headline. And then this one, Yahoo Finance, this is 2 days ago. Stock sinks as market gains. All right, okay. Brilliant. But there's nothing on here when you put in GME News about the, the succession of the CEO. So there we go. Just shows you what kind of agenda the media has got. And we're all aware of it, aren't we? Anybody who's following these stocks is aware of it. But just bear that in mind. iBorrowDesk, what's that saying? Look at this borrow fee for AMC, 20.9%. That's gone up from 2.4% just a week ago, 6 days ago. So, oh my word, 20%, nearly 21% borrow fee, 70,000 available. And GME, that's still at a ridiculously cheap. Like, I had a quick look before I came on, 1%. 1%, 350,000 available to borrow. So, they're still doing it. What's on the old Stonko tracker today? So SSR off for AMC. There's the borrow fee, 80,000 shares available. Options data, in the money, out the money. More calls than puts. In the money. This is Friday's short excuse me, short volume, 62.5%. Ooh, you know, that's going up. Look at that, it's not been that high since the 18th of March. Look, probably before that. So they're still going for it. They're still after this stock. And you just want to be wondering, so when are we gonna take off then? Because if you're starting to, you know, get borrow fees in the 20% range, 21% range, it's going to start getting costly. So, you know, time is ticking for these people, it seems. GME, just verify that. Yeah, 1%, 250,000 available. In the money calls, 5753, slightly ahead of in the money puts at 5144. So we shall see what happens on Friday for the weekly options. But all in all, you know, we are back to where we have been, and we are trading pretty much sideways, although both stocks are green, which is nice. Bobby, good evening, sir. How are you? How are you doing? Squirrel, is that high interest because of the new rules? It could be, mate, yeah. I've not looked into it that deeply, Squirrel, to be honest. But I'm assuming that it's got something to do with it. And the fact that Mr. Gensler was sworn in on a weekend, I was reading some opinions on that, and apparently it's not normal, and it hasn't been done since the Watergate scandal. So, you know, are people reading into that? And also the fact that lights have been on at lots of financial institutions over the weekend around the world, Frankfurt, Amsterdam, I think in Denmark as well. You know, certainly I've seen Citadel building lit up and spread across the forums. People doing all sorts of detective work, mobile phone strengths, and all this sort of stuff. It's quite good to watch. It's entertaining, but it goes to show the lengths that people are willing to go to, you know, to unearth and unravel and keep us all informed of what's going on. So that's where we are, troops. That's where we are. We'll see if we pick up for the last hour. Last 53 minutes. And we'll see if we get a little bit of a push. But I'm just wondering, when people, what's people's opinions like? Do you think it's going to be like this for a while? Have you got an idea in your own minds when it might take off, or what catalyst might set these off? I mean, for me, I keep saying about the AMC one. I think we're sideways on AMC, although, like I've said, over the last 5 days, we're on that nice upward trend. But I don't think we're going to see anything major until the shareholder vote on May the 4th. And that issue of the 500 million additional shares. Now, if you haven't seen the interview that Trades did with Adam Aron, the CEO of AMC, I suggest you go and see it. It's a really good interview. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll get it up now, and I'll put the link in the description. So let me just find Trey's channel. There he is. He's live. I don't want to. Where is it? Here we go. It's this one. So I'll take the link. No. Go back, Mark. There it is. I'll take the link and I'll go to my description. I'll edit it. And I'll put it at the top of the description. And then if you've not seen it, go and watch it. It's a good interview, actually. And after Trey did that one with the Wolf of Wall Street, what's his name, Jordan Belfort. Actually, it's he's done himself well on this one, for sure. So it's definitely worth going and watching that. Let's get my old chatterbox back up. Ah, that's interesting, Ollie. So you've downloaded IG. Okay. I'll tell you what we might be able to do. Let's see if we can do it on here. I mean, I've not got the funds, but it should tell me whether I can do, whether I can buy it or not. Let's see. So I've not got the funds, but it should tell me if it will execute. Insufficient funds. There you go. So it looks like it would let me. It looks like it would let me execute, Ollie. I just don't have the money in there. But that's interesting. Maybe they're borrowing shares from demo accounts, and there's none in the demo accounts. I'm joking, of course, but imagine that. So are you going to open a real account, or how are you doing, Sam? Good evening, or good morning, probably where you are. Good afternoon. One of the three, isn't it? It's one of the three. So yeah, we're just sitting and waiting now. Let's have a scroll out look at GME and see where we're at. You see, we're in that channel 153 to 170 something, 171 and a half. Yeah. So we're sat there quite nicely, actually, going back 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's wipe this off. So all in all, I mean, it's not that bad. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trading days, and we've got our nice, we're there. We're there. Sam, you heard Clovis was doing... Don't say that to me. Don't tell me Clovis is doing well now. It doesn't want to be. It doesn't want to be. Let me go and have a look. Do I want to have a look or what? Is it wise for me to have a look? Let's have a look. Clovis, there she is. No. Down. You're winding me up. Or you're being sarcastic, one of the two. I'm not sure which one it is. But seriously, Clovis is one that I'll get back into. I'm hoping that AMC or GME play out a little bit, and I can take some profits and get back into Clovis really before the middle of the year, really, or third quarter at least, because they've got some data coming out later in the year, which might get them first line treatment on cancer. But again, look, it's just itty bitty trading, penny stock trading. So, if it keeps dropping there, I'm not too bothered. It's another heavily shorted stock. It's on Wall Street Bets hit list. So I'll get back into Clovis later in the year for sure. It's one that I've been in and out for 2 years, over 2 years. It was one of the first stocks I got into, and I rode it right up to $17 in 2018 or 2018, late 2018, November, December 2018. So there we go. Oh, you were watching Trey. No, they're talking about Clov, not Clovis. So they're talking, I don't know if it's on the watch list. Clov had a, let's get it up. You'll see the chart. This one, it's dropped actually. It was up to $10 earlier today. We'll add it to the old watch list. There we go. . Yeah, so this is today. But it's had a run up, look, on Friday and today. Got over $10 today, I think. 10.56, look. So I don't know why it's had a run up. There must be some news. Clover Health says board voted to increase size of board to 7 directors. That was last week. They've appointed a new director. So it looks like they're growing. They're adding to their management team, and it's had a bit of a run up on it. So if you've been in that, I mean, I had another one there. Look, huge. I mean, if you put the let's close the news. Go away, go away, go away. Let's put the Fibonacci's on there and see how much of it'll give you an idea of where it's retraced to. Nice. So it's still got a bit of room there on a retracement. It's in that 38.2% zone. You know, anything down to 50% is healthy. So not looking too bad. Not looking too bad on the two, you know, Friday, from the Friday's run up. One to watch, troops. One to watch. Ollie, what I will say is on the on IG for the first month, the fees are they are what they are. But I'm in my second month now of IG, and I don't pay any. Not that I'm trading, because you know, I've just got the 3 positions open. But if you're going to be trading a lot, the fees are 0 this month based on the trading that I did last month to get the YouTube challenge up and running. Oh, look at this, bit of a sell-off for AMC. Going back down 9.57 at the moment. So they're gunning for it. They're trying again. We're having a little pop before the close. But again, look, hardly any volume. It's almost on no volume. So that's what I'd say, Ollie. Just be mindful of the fees in the first month, and I'm not sure if it's like 1 month you get fees and then the next month you don't, but then the following month you will, because based on the previous month you didn't pay any fees. I know I read the terms and conditions, and at the time it seemed like, you know, you took an initial hit on fees, but then over the rest of the year it worked out pretty reasonable. So, you know, that's all I'll say. Just make sure you read the fees. But yeah, I mean, I like the chart. It's not as good as TradingView, I must admit, but it's quite easy to navigate the charts. There's plenty of tools on there. There could be some more. They don't have VWAP, which is, you know, a bit strange that they don't have VWAP as a basic tool. You need to get the level 2 chart, and you can't get the level 2 until you've done a certain amount of trading. They mentioned something about I don't have enough points or something. I suppose it's either based on number of trades or value of what you're trading. So just be wary of that. We're just dipping into oversold now on the RSI, look. So we'll keep an eye on that. We've been up in the overbought a couple of times, not for long. A little bit there as well, as you'd expect as we got the spike. But we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. Is the same occurring on GameStop? No, it's kind of hovering around that 163, 163.30. We've got a natural resistance there, look. We put another line in. Support and resistance. We'll just pop it there so we can see roughly. Again, it's an art, not a science. So there you go. Hey, Kevin, how are you, mate? Welcome back. Yeah, you're right, mate. Clover Health Investments, the one that popped today. popped on Friday and today. So yeah, I mean, not much to report, troops. Not much to report. It did get a bit exciting on GameStop earlier, but it's just it's nice to be green again. When you look at the YouTube challenge overall, it's red, but you know that Castor Maritime's come back up. That's up today. Look, 10%. But yeah, it looks like they're having a pop at AMC. I wonder if it'll recover. Recover. I mean, it's up. It's 2.5% up. So, you know, not too shabby. Not too shabby. Hey, Troy, welcome back, mate. Still holding here, brother, as well. Still holding here. Not selling. Kevin, I have, yeah, and I think, do you know? I think it's a combination of the data that's out there now, and obviously a lot of people have tuned into the interview that traded with Adam Aaron, the CEO. I think it's given people, you know, a little bit more of a morale boost, shall we say? You know, when he says he's not going to issue a single share from the 500 million if it gets voted in, that's a morale boost. That's probably what people wanted to hear, you know. And then the data's kind of swinging back in the favour of a squeeze, isn't it? With the borrow fee, the utilisation, I saw that's at over 99% today. Days to cover's going up. That's gone up from 0.74 to 0.85. I saw that on an Ortex screenshot earlier. So yeah, I think there's a few things, Kevin, that have contributed to that. And that's all it takes, you know, positive sentiment. And then it kind of gets the momentum going again. You know, people get refreshed a little bit. I think, and I don't want to say that trades is the be all and end all, but he's done a couple of big things in the last couple of weeks. You know, he had Wolf of Wall Street on there, which I think knocked the wind out of him. It certainly knocked the wind out of him. And I think it might have left a few people disappointed as well. But then he did the AMC CEO, so you know, there you go. It's amazing how quickly momentum can change one way or the other. You know, and again, I look at things like the press. I don't take it too seriously. You know, it's. How can you when you put in GME News and you know that they've put a filing in at the SEC today and it's not even on the front page of Google when you put in GME News. That tells you everything you need to know, in my opinion. So, you know, and like I keep saying, we've got to remember that somebody commented you know, that we all need to stay together and we do, but we don't. I've mentioned it before. We don't have the coordination like the hedge funds have, and we're just passengers, you know. But we've got to stick together in the sense of, you know, keeping upbeat and staying positive and believing. So that's where I'm at with it. You know, I just let it ride. And Trey, yeah, he was in the. So if you've not seen the interview, Adam Aaron said he was going to file an official document, you know, confirming the position that they're not going to sell one of those shares this year. So, and then he filed it with the SEC, and he quoted the interview that he did with Trey. So yeah. He was quoted in that, wasn't he? An official filing from AMC to the SEC. So, yeah, yeah. There you go. He's done well, Trey, you know. And I saw him after the Wolf of Wall Street interview, and he was a bit beat up. I did a video about it. He was a bit beat up after that, you know. But I was listening to him a little bit today as I was doing some work, and he seems to have got his energy back and his fire back. And but he's had a bit of a makeover, hasn't he, on his setup? So he's put some screens around, so you can't see into his hotel room. He must have had a speaking to. Somebody must have spoke to him and said, "Look, you've got to." And I noticed that he doesn't have the Kraken whiskey on his desk anymore. So there's that. Oh, did you see Andrew Mo Money is now doing shots of whiskey on his channel? He's doing shots of Glenfiddich or Glenfiddich, depending where you come from. I thought that was... Why is he doing that? He never did that before. And now he started doing shots of that, you know. Be original, come on. Whatever he wants to do, you know, that's up to him. I think he's been upgraded to a deluxe. Trey's got a suite. He's been given a room with a screen. There you go. Here we go, 164. Bit of a push now on GME. Come on, baby, let's get going. Let's get some fuel in that rocket and let's get over it. Troy, CEO interview gives new investors a little education as well as a new commitment to protect shareholder and company interests. Absolutely, mate, and that is so important when you hear a CEO speaking like that, you know. And again, I mentioned it in my video, so I'm not saying anything here that I haven't said before. And I'm not putting a dampener on anything. I'm just saying we've got to remember that there are still another 43 million shares available. So people should understand, and I hope people do understand. And if you don't, or you've misunderstood, then, you know, don't be surprised if they do issue some more shares this year. He won't be going back on his word. He did make it clear that they do have those 43 million shares available should they need them, you know, this year. They might not. They've been available since 2013, so along with some others. So maybe they do need them, maybe they don't. But at least he's made that commitment to not release any of the 500 million. Look at that, look. That's if that maintains, that's and I know it's only the 1 minute chart, so when you're looking at patterns on the 1 minute chart, you've got to take it with a pinch of salt. But that's called an engulfing bearish candle, for those that don't know. And it's basically when the body of a red candle completely engulfs the body of the preceding green candle. And it's a bit of a bullish, bit of a bearish signal. But again, it's on the 1 minute chart, so take it with a pinch of salt. It doesn't always work out like that. The opposite is a bullish engulfing candle. That's a bearish one. And then you get a bullish one, which is a green one, which goes the other way. I'm just trying to see if I can see one on the chart here. It gives you a good idea. You see, there's another bearish one, just about. And then we got that sell-off. There's another kind of a bearish one there, and we got a bit of a sell-off. Well, I mean, look, it takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes to get up there, and 1 minute to bring us right back down again. So, there you go. I can't stand when he gives... I'm not going to read that out, Kevin. But his dog's got to be fed. That's all I'm saying. It's got to be fed. Everybody needs a gimmick. My gimmick is I'm going to get dressed up in the Lycra one day, and I'm going to get on the bike. And I'm gonna be broadcasting while doing the indoor rollers. that'll be my thing. You'll tune in one day and I'll be sweating like a dog, and on the rollers trying to project my voice to the microphone. Hodgie, welcome. 45 million all in Dogecoin. Really? You've got 45 million in Dogecoin? My gosh. You'd be super rich. The revenue they generate from YouTube is huge. The channels, Ollie, you mean? Those guys that have got tens of thousands of subscribers. I know Trey shared his details one day, and he'd got like 56 grand in 1 month or something. It's just like, man, no wonder. You know, and in fact, I mean, Andrew, he sits there all day. He sits there all day doing it, 7.5, 8 hours, you know. So I don't know what he's generating. I don't really care, to be honest. I do this for fun. I enjoy my regular job. I mean, don't get me wrong. It'd be nice to take the foot off the gas a little bit, but until I'm on the moon, that's not going to happen. And I actually enjoy what I do. So you know, I do this as a hobby, and I enjoy my day job, which is nice. I believe theatres will have such overwhelming attendance that they beat all time. The thing is, mate, I think you're right, you know. Not just movie theatres, but concerts and everything. People are just waiting, aren't they? They're desperate to get back to doing normal things. And I think, like I've said before, you know, we took it for granted about going to the cinema. And, you know, maybe that's why people generally didn't do it that much. I mean, I'm guilty of it. I didn't go that often. But I understand now what I've taken for granted, you know. And I won't take it for granted in the future, that's for sure. And, you know, I mentioned on a Reddit post that I'm not a gamer. I've never been a gamer. And it's because I grew up I'm 45, so I grew up in the generation of get outside and play football and, you know, go and do climbing trees and building dens in the woods and stuff like that. And the computers that were around when I was a kid was like a Commodore 64 that you had to put a cassette in and press play or whatever it was. It'd take about an hour to load, and then and then it wouldn't always load. So you'd be sat there waiting for an hour for a game to load, and sometimes it wouldn't even load, and you'd have to go back and start again. So I didn't really get into it, you know. But I want my son to get into it, and this week I've put Minecraft on the iPad, and I'll tell you what, I'm absolutely lost. He's been playing it, and he's only 5, so you know he just enjoys running around and building walls and stuff. And today he learned how to open doors and stuff like that. So we've just started getting into Minecraft, but for me it's just all weird. But what I am going to do is I'm going to make sure that when we get into, I've been looking at consoles, and I think I'm going to get him a Nintendo Switch because it looks like something we can do together. And they have like the Super Mario Kart games on and stuff, you know, things that I can probably just about play. So I'm going to get him one of those at some point. But I'm going to get it all from GameStop, you know, and I'm going to put back into the company. I've got, you know, we're invested. But this whole experience has made me realise, you know, those things that we take for granted and things that I'm going to look forward to doing. You know, I will be taking my son to the cinema. We will buy the popcorn, and we will be trying. Where I live, actually, I can see it right across the road from me is the local cinema to where I am, and it's just an independent cinema that's in the town. It's not a chain or anything like that. The nearest one is, I think, about 30 kilometres away to go to one of the big chain cinemas, and it's not an AMC. It's called Golden Apple, which is the chain in Czech Republic where I am. But the one across the road is just an independent cinema. So they get the films about 3 months after they've been released. But, you know, we'll make the effort to go there and spend the money there and make sure that those guys, you know, get some money in the tills when they're allowed to open up again. So that's what I'm looking forward to. And I think you're right, Troy. You know, everybody's got that pent up frustration. You know, people have you know, not been going to the office, so they've probably saved quite a bit of money. I think people who have been fortunate enough to maintain their jobs have probably saved a little bit of money, you know, and they've got some some funds to spend. Here we go. Some big green candles. What's going on here? Keep talking, Mark. Keep talking about going to the cinema. Keep talking. Keep talking about buying consoles. I'm doing it for the. I'm doing it, troops. Rise, 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 you green candles. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Odgie, you're a rarity. Nobody really likes their job. Yeah, it's true, mate. But to be honest, I set out a few years ago as a consultant, and I cut my teeth in the corporate world, in the oil and gas industry, on the corporate side of things. And you know, I spent over a decade doing that, and then a few years ago I set out as a consultant. So, and actually a lot of the clients that I have are, you know, the companies that I used to work for. So it's been a really good transition. It's been tough during COVID, I must admit. But you know, things are looking up, and we've managed to maintain enough business to not go under, which is nice. Yeah, Kong versus Godzilla. You see where I am, the pictures are closed. The pictures, that's what we call them up north, where I come from in the UK, the pictures. So the cinemas are closed, so it's not been possible to go and watch anything. But Kong versus Godzilla, I want to go and watch that, definitely. Where we go? Where we going? Yep, theatre was packed on the opening weekend. Troy own 9,000 shares now and will continue buying through the year and go see a couple of movies a month. There you go. Don't AMC have some sort of like monthly membership where you pay so much a month and you can go and see the movies? Someone mentioned it. I think it was. I can't remember who it was. Somebody mentioned it here on the chat. Bobby, was it you? Didn't you tell me about some kind of subscription that AMC have got? Stubs or something? I can't remember, because I think over in I mean, like I said, I'm not really I haven't been a cinema goer, but I think in Europe it's more of a pay as you go kind of thing. I might be wrong. But yeah, so that's my plans for when the shackles are released. You know, AMC Stubs, there you go. What is it, Troy? Is it like a monthly, you pay so much a month and you can go and watch as many movies as you want? Or what, you get preferential screening or seats or something? Like a loyalty program, is it something like a loyalty program? How are they doing anyway? 961. Again, bitty trading, penny stock style. But we're going up. We're in the green, 3% in the green. We got 22 minutes to the close, so we'll see. But extremely low volume on the old AMC. GME just pushed back up to that 165 area. But that next level of resistance, 171.25, around that, is... but, you know, again, we're sitting in this channel consolidating. Quite nice. No complaints. 6.5% up. Again, I say it, you know, if you woke me up this morning, don't look at your chart, Mark, today. 6.5%. Okay. Thank you very much. I'll take that. I'll take that all day long. What's the opinion for closing price, troops? Let's have a think about closing price for GME. Put it in the old chatterbox where you think we're going to be. I'll give you mine. 165, I think. I'll take the easy one. And AMC, I'm going to go with 965. I think we'll close at 965 today on AMC. So come on, babies, don't let me down. Get up there. $15 a year for my play, no online fees and loyalty points. Oh, for your plan. So when you book, when you book your tickets online, you don't get charged anything, and then you get points for going. And I guess the points, you accumulate them and you can use them for like drinks and popcorn and stuff like that, or money off the tickets, I guess, that kind of thing. We're going to hover around that 165, I think, on GME. Did anybody go and borrow fees increasing? Is it really on AMC? On AMC, Troy, let's go and have a look. What was it before? 20.9, wasn't it before? Still 20.9, but going up, man. I mean, it's gone up 18.3, so it's gone up 2.5% just today. Just today, it's gone up 2.5%. How many shares left to borrow? 65,000. I know GME, they had 0 shares earlier. There's a few, 350,000. Oh, here we are, 165 on GME. So we'll watch it into the close. AMC, what we doing? 961. Again, low volume. Not a lot happening there. I don't like these lot. Oof, horrible. Just neutral. There's a gap there. Nothing. People waiting. People waiting. $10 up. Really? You can rent a whole theatre for $150 between 20 people? So that's like $7.50 each, and you get the whole theatre for yourself. That's a good deal. That's amazing. Never knew that. That's a birthday party, isn't it? That it's like you do that for the kids. Oh, I wonder if they do that here. I'll have to look into that. See if I could rent a theatre for my son's next birthday. Minus concessions. Yeah, you have to buy your own snacks and whatnot. Is it the same in America, Troy, where the concessions are generally extremely overpriced? I know in the UK it always was. It costs you £5 to go and watch a film, and about £15 to get a Coke and some popcorn. So we used to go to the local supermarket and buy stuff at the supermarket and just take it in. Yeah, it's the same over there. Fair play to them. But that's what it is, isn't it? People are buying into the experience. Anyone gonna name a closing price then? Come on, I've given you mine, 165. I'm already losing. Don't be shy. We don't hold you to it. It's just a bit of fun. I've gone 165 on GameStop and 965 on AMC, which looks like it will probably fail. So there you go. I'm just going to grab some water, troops. Hang on. There we go. Got to stay hydrated. TIRX drops last week from Shorter's Borrow. It was 127%. Really? Oh my gosh. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. I wonder if it's on here. Let me have a look. Just at the chart. I can't get the... Hey, which one is it, Troy? Can you see it on the list? Oh man, I'm so thirsty today. Can you see it on there, Troy? I want to have a look at the chart. We'll come back to it, buddy. 9.59. 165, look. They've added a new guy as well today, GME. GME Chief Growth Officer. This guy. You see, why is this not front page? Why don't they make that? Why don't they make that front page news? Do you know what I mean? Right, let's have a look again, Troy. Tian Ruixan Holdings, TIRX. Not on here, mate. We're not on here. Just one thing to be conscious of, troops. I touched on this in the AMC video last week. Got that gap there. That's one to consider. Put on the hourly. Get a. See, look, we're coming to a crescendo. or a crescendo. Again, this is rough, so excuse my drawing. If we give it, I'll tidy it up after. That's probably been a bit generous, to be honest. Now we've got it zoomed in a bit. So this is on the hourly. So we're just starting to get into the yeah. So we'd like to see on the hourly a break above. That'd be nice. Or we come down here and then we bounce up that way, you know, which would then fill that gap that we've got there between Friday and today. But what do I know? What do I know? I'm just a guy that draws lines on a chart. That's all. Back on the 1 minute for the old closer Rosa. AMC TikToking between what 9:59 and 9:61. So nothing exciting going on there. GameStop. Troy, it went from $97 to $12. Really? Whoo! Oh boy. Any expectations for the week, troops? Anyone expecting a big move? I think it'd be interesting to see what happens with this new guy in charge at the SEC if he comes in all guns blazing and starts issuing out and approving this, that, and the other. You know, starts cracking the whip immediately, or if he goes about his business slowly, you know. But I would imagine he's got some sort of insight as to what's going on. He's probably been briefed on this, I would imagine. When you look at what the due diligence is saying and what impact it's going to have, you know, I'm sure he's aware of it. The court case starts today as well, doesn't it? Against Robin Hood for when they stopped trading back in when was it? Back in January or whenever it was. Yeah, I think you're right, Troy, to be honest. I think you're absolutely right, mate. And, you know, I've watched The Big Short a few times. I think most of us have. And then I got told about, I didn't get told, I read about the film called Margin Call, which I just started watching. I've not seen it all yet. But just from what I've seen, you know, it plays out like this, where, you know, they're just determined right up until the last minute to, you know, just survive, and they'll do whatever it takes to survive. So it it certainly seems that way. They'll fight to the death. I mean, who wouldn't really? There might be there might be some people facing jail time. There might be crossing T's and dotting I's before they throw in the towel and admit what's in front of them, or you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I mean, all I do is the only kind of thing I've got a reference for is when a company I was working for, we were going through Chapter 11, which you American guys will be familiar with, and I just remember the C-suite. It was like nothing was happening. It was like nothing was going wrong. We were on the shop floor, if you like. I was working in the supply chain section, and I was dealing with suppliers who were like, we had orders out with them worth millions of dollars, and they were phoning us up because they'd seen the news and heard the rumours, and they were phoning us up saying, "That's it, we're stopping work on your order. We want money up front. We want this. We want bank guarantees. We want all sorts of this stuff." And it's literally like the analogy of the swan. On the surface, the C-suite being the surface and being the swan, they're gliding along, while under the water, the feet are scrabbling around like this, and we were the feet. And I think that's probably what's going on at the moment in the background is C-suite are just business as usual. That's what we used to get told. Business as usual. Nothing's changed. Business as usual. Well, you say business as usual. You try telling the supplier that you want to get your goods from, that it's business as usual when they're reading in the press that you're financially distressed. So that's the only reference point I've got. But I can imagine it's the same at some of these hedge funds, right up until the last minute. It's like business as usual, because what they want to do is they want to keep people calm. They want to keep people on the shop floor calm. Because if they start panicking, then it does just snowball out of control. So the message was always the same, and we used to get to the town hall meetings, and it was always, nothing's changed. We'll keep you updated. Talks are ongoing. You don't need to worry. You still come to work tomorrow. So that was it. And I imagine it's the same. I guess that's why the C-suite guys get paid what they do, because they have that, that ability to just bat it off and say, well, it's just business as usual. We're not getting involved. We're not talking about it. It is what it is. It's business as usual. So that's what I've got as a reference point. But I think you're right, Troy. They'll keep going right up until the death, and there'll be people jostling for position. Who's going to go where. If it does go under, who's going to be the fall guy? Because there's going to be a scapegoat somewhere, and you guarantee it's not going to be the top man. It hardly ever is. So yeah, they'll keep going for as long as possible, but we know they can't keep it up forever. So, our better player. Good evening, sir. Welcome. You're joining us just at the crucial moment, the last minute of trading. I had a great weekend, thanks. The boy was fine, although he's left me absolutely, completely knackered. So, so I won't be hanging around at the close of market close, because it's 10 p.m. and I don't do any exercise when he's here, apart from what I do with him, which kind of messes up my my training routine. So tomorrow I want to be up at 4:45 and out for a run before I start work. So I shall be going to bed relatively quickly after the close of trading today. Yeah, it is, mate. Yeah, it's really tough to keep up, and I'm relatively fit, but gosh, he just doesn't stop. From the moment he wakes up to the moment I put him into bed, he doesn't stop. Looks like 965. Am I going to hit? Oh, look at that. 966. There we go. The mean price, 965. Oh, I've done it. I've done it. That's it. I'm gonna write myself a certificate tonight, an analyst certificate. It's not. It's guesswork. Oh, brilliant. Done it. What did I get? Did I miss on GameStop? What we closed out there? 164.50. There you go. There you go. It is what it is. Anyway, troops, listen, it's overall, again, look for the positives. Look for the positives and an absolutely positive day for both our stocks. We did get a sell-off there. Again, that's pure, that's not retail selling. I don't think there might be some day traders, maybe, some scalpers, right? That's it. We'll get out, sell a few off, but, we'll see. It's not people like you and I that are holding. That's for sure. So all in all, a nice consolidating day. Volume's not. I can't read the volume. I can't get the total volume on here. But yeah, nothing. We've got that level of support there. It looks to be established now around 163.5 there or thereabouts. Again, it's an art, not a science. So we're about there, yeah, about 163.5. So we'll see what goes on tomorrow. Again, I don't tend to take too much notice of after hours and pre-market. I know some people get excited about it, and sometimes it does carry over. Like today, it carried over into the open, which was nice to see. But I tend not to follow it too much. I wait for market to open and see what kind of jump or sell-off we get early doors, and it kind of gives you the early volume, gives you an indication of where we're going to be for the rest of the day. So again, some manipulation, some probably day trading going on there, taking a little bit out. But all in all, 6.25% up. As our better player said, you take that price action every day of the week. If it goes up 6% every day, you can keep your 15, 20%, 30% in a day and then nothing for a week. I'd rather sit and watch 6% a day, nice and steady. There you go. AMC, again, green day, 3.5%. Bitty, almost penny stock trading. I've said it a few times now. But again, take into consideration what I said at the beginning of the stream. If we put this on the 5-minute chart and we look, we've actually broken out of that descending channel now, and we've established a nice ascending level there. Where are we? Point to point, where we are getting higher lows. So, good, positive. We've got to keep positive, and we just take it one day at a time, troops. The Kaizen approach. Let's not think too much of the end game. Let's take it one day at a time and appreciate that we are just passengers. We do our bit, of course we do. We all buy and hold. And then we see where it takes us. Hopefully one day you'll all come to my yacht in Monaco. I'll send over the private jet. I haven't got that many shares, but between us we should charter something and go on a little trip around and go and see where everybody, visit each other's places. Because it's turning into a nice community, not just mark my words. I'd see the same names coming back, which is really great. But wider than that as well. People are chatting to each other and whatnot. So it's nice. It's nice to see, and long may it continue. And it, no matter which way this goes, like I've said before, we're all part of the journey, and it's something that we're all going to talk about for the rest of our lives. I know I will. When my son gets old enough and I start, showing him about stocks and whatnot, it's certainly the story that I'll be telling him. That's for sure. So yeah, quiet day, troops. Nothing too exciting, nothing too heart racing, but green for the two stocks that we're all interested in. So I'm going to wrap it up there. Again, I'm tired today, so I'll wrap it up. I will be back on tomorrow for Power Hour, possibly Market Open. It depends how I get on with my work, but keep an eye out for that. Definitely Power Hour tomorrow. So if you are around, do jump in, do come and say hi. It's always great to have you here. Before you go, if you haven't already, hit the like button. Really appreciate it. I'm sure you all have anyway. That's it. Begging sales pitch over. I wish you all a good day or a good evening, wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers, troops.